The Dyson Sphere's construction continues. With processor production dramatically increased, we can now refocus our attention, finally, on increasing rocket production locally on Gacrux 1. You know what? Let's just call it Gacrux Prime. My planet, my rules. Didn't know that achievement was going to pop up. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series. So, last episode, I discovered that, well, first of all, we're in really good shape here. And rockets are moving along quite nicely. I'm no longer needing to produce extra rocket launchers here, but before we build more rocket launchers, it makes sense to increase the production of rockets. Because right now, we're a little bit short on Dyson Sphere components. I need all of my existing rocket launchers to be firing regularly before we start trying to do more. So, how can we do that? Well, there are a couple of solutions. And the first solution is going to involve dramatically increasing this line. So we're just gonna, yeah. This is gonna get deleted. That's gonna go that way. And now we're probably just gonna double this, to tell you the truth, because we clearly need a lot more. I'm going to set the line up to go as far as it can. I'm not necessarily... Well, maybe I will. Who knows? Let's just crank this stuff up to the max. Thankfully, I have enough conveyor belts to do what I'm doing. So notice the sheer number of processors just coming in on the line. I mean, granted, in the grand scheme, this is not a large number of processors relative to how many we actually need on a regular basis. But still, it's a lot of processors. Now, I am still going to build a buffer, absolutely. So what we'll do here is put down a splitter, and hopefully I can still connect there. Yes, I can. And there we go. Alright, so we're going to need to do some power management after I get these placed, but I am actually just going to go ahead and extend this all the way. Why the heck not? Yeah, so that is 26 more of these producers. This is going to be a pretty dramatic increase. Fairly dramatic increase here. Okay, so where should I put these? About like this? Ish. Good. And like that. And like that. Alright, so this is going to be interesting because I've just really increased the demand on a lot of things. However, it looks like what's being chewed up the most is our sales, which I think makes a lot of sense. What's the recipe demand? No, it actually demands equal numbers of all of those. So it's interesting that we saw one resource kind of emptying out, but that's good. I like the fact that it pulls equally on these, because God knows we've been dealing with resources, these processors, over the last several episodes that do not, under any circumstances, unfortunately, they don't have a sense of even balance between the inputs. They just don't. Remotely. They're wildly different in terms of the time it takes to produce those inputs. So it's just nice to see a recipe that takes 3 of everything. Granted, those everythings, those 3 things, might actually have different requirements with regard to how much time they need to be made, which specific components are required for them to be made. So fair enough. But I think I'm also going to increase my production of these, because I clearly can. So let's do the same thing here. Let's bring this as far down as we can and increase our production of... what are these? Photon combiners. Yeah, that's actually what I was going to say. But in my head I was like, is that a photon combiner? What is that? I don't even know what it is anymore. So many components. Alright, now... lack of item. Have I used up all of my... Haha, really? Really? I've had so many of those for so long, but I finally blew through them all. That's so funny. Okay, that's fine. Totally fine. I guess I'll just follow the pattern I was using here and use basic power distribution. Why not? Okay, so now we're producing a few more of those. And just for... Well, no. I'll leave those belts there because I'm going to be building more of those assemblers before long. But apparently I need to go get more. I might even be able to make more here. What would it take? Looks like iron. God knows I have that. What else would it take? Oh, really? That's all I need. That's all I need. It's just some graphene. Hold on. I've got graphene. Alright, so now how many can I build? Oh, nope. Now I need quantum processors. Thankfully, I also have quantum processors. So there we go. Now I can build 8 more. Now it's going to be a little dicier. Yeah, because I need plastic. So I used the last of... I guess I had some particle broadband on hand that's going to make that a little bit easier to make. But that's perfect because it allows me to fill out the space that I was trying to fill out there. And we've also now just dramatically increased our solar sail production. And you can see that we... I mean, they're still being consumed at a decent rate here. Some of them are getting spit into this storage. This is actually emptying a little bit. And I think the reason is that we're chewing through additional solar sails right now. Interestingly enough. So some of these are not actually producing because these solar sails can't make it all the way down the line. So we may also be able to increase solar sail production. I have 8 of these. So maybe I can do as many more of these as I can. I'm not going to be able to build 4 more. I might do 2 more. And then I can increase solar sail production over here pretty dramatically. Well, dramatically is maybe slightly strong language, but you know what I mean. I'm just glad to be here on Gakrux Prime, fixing problems directly rather than having to run around to other planets to fix things indirectly. It's such a nice change of pace, let me tell you. Alright, so we're almost there. Oh, we have to make the processors now. That's hilarious. We'll tell you what. Hang on, let's cancel that. Let's bring some processors into inventory, straight up. If you're needing to make processors, then yeah, there you go. Merry Christmas. That makes life a lot easier. I wouldn't have been able to do what I did just now if I hadn't freed up inventory space a few episodes ago. Glad I did that. Alright, so now we're actually building these. So first things first, let's go ahead and finish expanding here. Perfect. Now, how's our power situation is my other question. Oh, wow. We're completely fine on power. How is that possible? What are we running short on that we're completely fine on power? What aspect of this apparatus is not functioning whatsoever? I need to know. Something is not working. Okay. So now we have a lot more solar sail production. We've literally run solar sail production right up against the edge of this. So what I'm hoping now is that this will... I mean, man, it's actually emptying out. That's so interesting. It's got to be because of just the... You know, we're up to 12.2. Yeah, that's why. We're chewing up a ton of these solar sails, and we're going to be chewing up more. So, I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. The guns are working in overdrive. And I should have expected that. So I'm just watching, I don't have to wait, by the way. You might be wondering, well, you know, maybe I didn't say this clearly. So maybe some of you are thinking, does he think you have to wait for them to fill up? No, I don't. It's a game that I'm playing with myself, kind of like with the spaghetti. Like, I like the idea of waiting until the frame is complete. That's just my imagination doing a little bit more of the work. I could build any one of these frames right now. I'll show you. I'm not actually going to click, but look, see, I can click any of them and say, hey, build a frame. So I don't have to wait. Just be clear about that. Maybe I should have, you know, been super clear about that a little bit sooner. But now you know. And knowing is half the battle. Knowledge is power. G.I. Joe. So we have a few... Yeah, we just need more solar sails. Because everything else is completely fine. Like, completely fine. How are these doing? It looks like we have... Yeah, we're producing plenty of... plane filters, which is nice to see. I don't really see any of those buildings falling behind, but I also... It does seem like the last processor assembler might be struggling a little bit to get any plane filters, which is interesting, because I... which is very interesting, because this is a lot of plane filter producers, damn it. Oh my god. All right, what are you short on? You're still... How? How? How are you short on that resource? Explain it to me. I see what's going on here. We need a second output here, because... Well, it's tough, because... There's more on the way. Man, we're really chewing through this optical grading crystal quickly, and it's still slowing us down. I shouldn't have said anything, should I? I shouldn't have talked about how great it was that we were just solving problems here and didn't have to go anywhere else, because now we have to go somewhere else. Hang on. I love... By the way, can we take a moment just to admire the way this particular spaghetti pattern is forming around the space? Like, I love the way this came together. It looks epic. This is why we do spaghetti. It's fun. So... And it'll only get more fun the more I do DSP on this channel. Let me just say that. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, see, I hate the idea of chewing through this stuff even faster, but I just feel like I have no choice. So what I'm going to have to do is probably just find a fresh world to export it from, to tell you the honest truth. That's what I'm going to have to do here. All right. And you know what? Let's go down this line. And come over this way. I think I have enough belt. Yeah, I do. Alright, so how do I have this? Yeah, I can do that. Alright, cool. Cool. Got this figured out. This is a little bit convoluted and ridiculous, but we're rolling with it. All right, so now we have two output lines that are both going to the same splitter. So that's just going to double the amount coming in. And what I'm hoping is that it'll make both of these lines just be completely solid. But what I'm also realizing is that if not enough of the resource comes in... Oh, crap. The line wasn't done. All right, so this should be a good test here. I want to see what happens when both lines hit. Good. All right, that's what I wanted to see. I mean, it makes total sense. These are, like, my production facilities here are really thirsty for these goods. So fair enough. I'm honestly surprised that as many of these are producing as they are. It's a little bit nuts. All right, so let's look for a candidate. Where else can we import that resource from? Yes, I could go to an existing planet and you know, get it set up, but it just seems like so much of it is being demanded. It makes sense to have a local source that's not going to take long to get to me. Found some. There's only 3 million there, though. Hang on. Let's see if we can do better than that. Barope. Delta Vulpeculae. Love the system name. Spiniform stalagmite. Nice. Eta Lacerte. Okay. Neos. Nope. Alright. Maybe there's something in this cluster of blue stars. Alright, that's about 3 million. So I'm seeing, you know, amounts in the millions. Aha! Sadal Malik. 22 million optical grading crystal indicator. We just found our candidate. Do I need any other resources before I do this? I am a little bit short on conveyor belts, aren't I? Also, there's an argument that I don't need... Hang on. Let's go ahead. I'm going to drop some of this stuff off. I have so much extra graphene. I'm just going to toss it in these machines and be done with it. So it's not taking up space in my inventory. Done. Alright, I'm going to make a quick trip to Alpha Andromeda, and then we're going to head to Sadalmalik. We're going to keep that line open so that we can see. I do like the color of these. I might mess with it a bit more, as I said. Make it a bit of a richer blue. Hang on. Oh yeah, I like that more. That might be a little bit too blue. Hang on. Let's scale it back to about there. There we go. It's got a little bit of white to it. Okay, so Alpha Andromeda. I just want to be prepared. That's a lot of optical grading crystal, and so I'm expecting maybe a unique planet type. Building could be interesting. You know, I'm probably overthinking, but I did just use up most of my belts. So let me go back, get some materials, and I will arrive much better prepared to harvest all of that optical grading crystal. Because that is a resource I don't want to have to worry about. Now, thankfully, it's just a raw resource that I have to mine. I don't have to produce anything. I don't have to set up any apparati in order to get this on the road to Gacrix Prime. I'm so glad I renamed that planet. Holy crap. It just sounds cooler. Gacrix Prime. Alright, so we are about to arrive on Alpha Andromeda 2. Hello. Alright, let's see if we can make a proper atmospheric entry here. There we go, not bad. Ooh, that was smooth as hell. Okay. Pat myself on the back. I love how I still have this this one power facility set up just to burn through the excess graphene so that the hydrogen can keep flowing. That's literally why that's there, just for hydrogen flow. Doesn't even matter that much anymore. Alright, so it looks like this mine is done, which is not hugely surprising. Let's go ahead and delete it. I can reclaim those pilers because they're no longer needed as well. And I think coal is probably still fine. Yeah, it is. Just need to keep an eye on that, make sure it remains healthy. Energetic graphite is still, you know, taking a while to build up. It's been the story of our lives for this entire series. Alright, so it looks like I am being brought additional assembly machines. That's nice. And now they're bringing me... Yeah, they're bringing more of everything. Let me go a little bit closer to where they can fly to and fro a bit more easily, just like this. I mean, in theory, I could just go ahead and grab the things I need. But I'll let the bots have their fun, you know? I'll let them fulfill their intended purpose. That's what they're here to do. Far be it from me to stand in their way. Oh, nice. That's everything. Okay, so... yeah, I still have plenty of antimatter. Also have a fair amount of circuit boards on me. I don't know how those got there, but I'm not gonna worry about it too much. And then I've got a lot of copper ore, strangely. So let me come over here and just empty this into these as much as I can. It doesn't look like I can actually give up that much of it, which is fine. Alright, was there anything else I needed? Probably not. I can put this away. Bots are still running around, although I don't think they're actually taking... yeah, I don't want to make the same mistake I made last episode where I'm like, hey, why are they still flying stuff to me? I don't understand. Oh, wait, they're not. Okay, so... yeah, let's go. I'm really curious about this planet. And that I filled up faster than I thought, so it was almost like disorienting. All right, so Gacrix is over there, and you can see all the stuff that's going to Gacrix Prime. You can see, I mean, YouTube compression might be limiting it slightly, but you can also see a line going here from Kiffer Borealis to Gacrix. So let's head to Sadal Malik, and see what we have. By the way, just as a heads up, this will be more of a strict... I've done this a couple of times with DSP. This will be more of a strict 30-minute cutoff today for today's episode, rather than pushing 35 or 40, as I typically do. I didn't get to do additional recordings yesterday as planned, and I want to make sure that this one is out on time, and then I have some other work to do. Got a lot of cool stuff going on right now, so just balancing priorities, and I want to make sure we stay on schedule. So we're going to be stopping in about 9 or 10 minutes here. Alright, so we're 11 light years out from Sadal Malik. We're almost done with our current research, by the way. We've made it 3/4 of the way around. And then I'm excited about the next one. It's just going to take a really long time, having faster research. And then we're going to blow through the Dyson frame improvements. Okay, less than 5 light years. I'm really curious. I haven't specifically sought out a planet for this resource in this quantity. And the fact that it has this much makes me wondering what kind of planet it makes me wonder what kind of planet it is. It has me wondering. Alright, so wow, lots of planets in this system. Let's go ahead and drop out of warp. Very bright blue star. How bright, actually? No, I'm curious. Sadal Malik. 1.577, pretty bright. Alright, so we have a lava planet with a high solar energy ratio, as usual. We have a gas giant and a hurricane stone forest planet. What does the gas giant have? Deuterium and hydrogen. That's a nice hydrogen rate, or at least it seems like it. Maybe I'm used to looking at deuterium rates. That's probably it. Alright, we have a volcanic ash planet here with high orbital resonance. And we have a crystal... What? What is a crystal desert planet, game? What is a crystal desert planet? I don't... Have I? What is... I don't know if... I don't think... I don't think I've ever seen this kind of planet. Oh... What is that? Oh, that's cool. So it's like blue sands. Oh man, so I'm guessing... Oh no, I was gonna say this looks like just raw copper in rock form, but it's still iron. Or should I say metal? Okay, yeah. This is awesome. All right, let's see. We've got a really high wind energy ratio, so that's a little bit unexpected, but let's do it. Let's go ahead and put down some wind power. We're gonna do... Hang on, let's get on the equator. Right here. And was it tab to switch the... Yeah, it is. It literally says right next to my cursor, Hadrian. All right, switches the blueprint anchor position. There we go. All right, so I am going to do my usual triple loop because I want to set up an operation that is going to run very well with few hitches. And we have lots of construction bots, and we have even more upgrades than the last time we set one of these up, so I don't expect that this is going to take a long time. I'm just going to circle the planet, and the bots are just going to fly around like mad getting all these built. It's going to be kind of cool to watch. It's a slow burn, Dyson Sphere Program, but it's one of the most satisfying things about playing it, and I found it's also one of the most satisfying things about recording it. Obviously, we have some work to do, Dyson Sphere Legion, and bringing the rest of the Legion around to... enjoy this the same way that other series are enjoyed, but we'll get there. Because I really think that there's a journey to this game. And it takes a different shape every time. It's incredibly relaxing. And I would even say therapeutic in a lot of ways. And it'll be less relaxing when combat is involved, but we don't have to do combat, not in every playthrough. And combat difficulty can be scaled as well. It's one of the reasons I really do want to get ahead of schedule in recordings for this series, by the way. I want to go ahead and wrap this series up, build this first Dyson Sphere, and then the next series I do might be in support of the combat update, which would be really cool. I might do another one too, or I might do some short content, but... So that's going to affect the relaxation factor, but it's such a journey. And we just arrived at this point where, look at these bots. Look at them flying around, just zipping. They're moving so fast. And it's a point that we've gradually built up to, but it's so satisfying to see these little improvements and to see things that we've been working on for the entire game for 70 hours now just get better and better. By the way, my longest Dyson Sphere playthrough ever is more than twice this long, I think. I need to go back and check the time on it. I might be overestimating, but still, it's definitely over 100 hours. Easy. Okay. So now with that done, next step is let's go ahead and have some satellite production. We're going to go up towards the... Let's go to the North Pole. Just to be good elves, I guess. Wait a minute. I want to do this as exactly right as I can. So I'm going to be very... Yeah. So, yeah. I wanted to find one of the 4 main lines. Alright, so let's go ahead and come down this line, and as soon as we can get it to connect... There we go. We're going to do that. Done. 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 Okay, and then the very last one can probably just be a tower at the base of the ILS. Perfect. Okay, so now let's go ahead and import our warpers, first and foremost. I do also want to go ahead and get my transport ships built. And I'm going to run an experiment here. I love my spaghetti. We know this. I will continue to love my spaghetti. I think it's a fun aspect of playing the game. But let's try something here. I've just set up 100 logistics drones on this particular station. And what I'm going to do is set up a local demand for this resource so that they will all go fly out to any mines that I set up. And now I don't have to build any conveyor belts at all. No spaghetti, just for the collection of these resources. So this is one of the things that I've learned to appreciate more about the advanced mining machine since starting this series, because when I first, saw this, I just saw, oh look, there's a platform that you can put over, resource deposits, and it's like it can mine up to 300% faster, and you can just do, so much more with these, and you can have belts going out from all directions. But you also do have the ability to have the bots flying back and forth, which in situations like this where I just kind of want to establish collection of these resources quickly and effectively, it's kind of a godsend. So I'm going to set up just mines that are sitting on the... Yeah, this one might be a little tough. Are you powered? No, not quite. We're just going to have mines sitting on the belt, pretty much, because there's so much optical grading crystal on this planet that we'll let the bots take care of. I mean, we just flew by a pretty large deposit there, but I feel like just to start... So one thing I could definitely do is I could literally put a mine on every single deposit on this planet right away. And I could do spaghetti, but at the same time, I don't have to, is the point. Hang on. So in situations where I'm just here for one resource, we have this beautiful effect of just being able to place these and be done with it. Hang on, let's go ahead and get some power set up for these. Freaking rock is in my way. It's rude. All right. And there we go. And that's the 31-minute mark. Let's take a look at how fast this is being brought in. Yeah, we can already tell that a lot of optical grading crystal is being brought to this ILS and is already being transported as well. Now, we don't actually have warpers set up yet, so I should probably do that, huh? Let's set that up for remote demand, and now we have warpers on the way in, and these transports will be able to assist with the export process. But we are at the 31, almost 32-minute mark now. I'm going to go ahead and stop this episode here. As I said, this fixes a pretty big issue on Gakworks Prime, and we can return to Gakworks Prime and continue shepherding our rockets to higher levels of production and get to a point where this bad boy is consistently above 12 gigawatts. We've dipped back down below. Let's see if we can build any more frames. Not quite, but it looks like a few are very close to finishing, so next episode we're probably going to get to build a frame or two. It's just moving along quite nicely. It does look like rockets have stopped launching, so we'll have to go and figure out what's going on with that as soon as we can. But there's probably a reasonable explanation, and we'll get to the bottom of it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at noon US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.